is Kelsey Petitt, and this is my video submission for CTRI application. This is Sheila, my rider, and her horse Rain that we're going to be riding today. So just before we get started, I kind of want to talk about some things that you want to improve upon during our lesson.
Keeping her more forward, and then my form, staying tall and using good body form.
Okay, perfect. Sheila is using appropriate footwear, and she's wearing a good helmet. I'm just going to check her tack before we get started to make sure that everything is properly placed on her horse. She has the proper stirrups. Her girth is nice and tight. Her bridle, nothing is twisted, and I'll check the other side. And everything looks good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and have you walk Rain over to the mounting block. Mounting block to the side here. We don't want it underneath her belly, just for safety. So yep, go ahead and pull your stirrups down. Good. You're going to put the reins over her neck. Good. And then I'll move the mounting block for you. Make sure you're lined up. You're going to hold the reins with your left hand. You're going to step up. You're going to put your left foot in your stirrups, swinging your right leg over, nice and gently, and making sure that your foot is in your other stirrup. Perfect. Do your stirrups feel even? They do. And they feel comfortable? Yep. They're at the right height. We don't want them too long because we're going to be posting, and we don't want them too short if that would be if we were going to be jumping today. So I'm going to have you ask Rain to go ahead and start walking on the rail. Yep, using even pressure with your legs, asking her with your voice if she doesn't respond to you, if she is going to be a little lazy today. So while you're walking, you want to ask for a nice, good walk. So we don't want it to be super lazy. We don't want it to be too fast. So we kind of want that middle range there. We're going to be warming up Rain and your body before we do the pattern, because the pattern is going to be super quick and fast, and we want to make sure that your body and her body are warmed up. So we'll be using parts of the pattern in our warm-up, and that way when we do our pattern, we can do it pretty efficiently. We're going to talk about our half halts. So our half halts we're going to use a lot today, and that'll help with our transition. So transitioning down. So we're going to kind of pull on our reins for about 1 to 2 beats, then releasing. You're going to sit back in your saddle, put your heels down. So ask her for a little bit more of a walk. There you go. And then we can transition her down. So we're shifting her weight from the front end to her hindquarters in order to slow down for that transition. Good. Okay. So once you get to K, I'm going to have you go ahead and we're going to pick up the trot. And what we're going to do for our aids is we're going to squeeze with both legs nice and gently, and we're going to ask for that trot with our voice. We don't want to squeeze too hard because otherwise she might transition into a canter. So nice and gently, ask for that posting trot. Good. And I like that you're on the correct diagonal, so you're coming up in your seat while her outside shoulder is coming forward. Excellent job. I like the way that she's moving here. She's, not being too lazy. You're doing great. I want you to kind of keep your shoulders back, heels down, squeeze with your belly nice and tall as you're coming up into the posting trot. When you get to K, we're going to then go across your diagonal all the way to M. So I want you to sit up nice and tall as you come off the rail, keeping that straightness. And as we come through the middle of the arena, we're going to change your diagonal. So that sit, in order to change your diagonal, so that way you're posting with your outside leg as we change direction. Very good. She's doing a great job. We want to talk about making sure that we're turning our horse in the corner in order to keep them balanced. This will help when we're doing our circles and when we're trying to stay collected. There you go. So you're going to push, ask her for a little bit more of a trot there. So that way she has a little bit more of a working trot. So she's not so lazy. Good. When you get to C, I'm going to ask that you go into a seated trot, and we're going to work on a nice big circle here. So we want to think nice and round rather than square. So you're going to sit back in your saddle, slow her trot down a little bit. There you go. As you're circling, that looks great. A little bit more. Ask from your leg to kind of push her to be a little bit faster. That was excellent. When you get to H, all the way to F, I'm going to cross the diagonal again in the sitting trot. So making sure that you're just sitting nice and relaxed, taking a nice deep breath, keeping her going forward just a little bit more. There you go. That's a great straight line and bend, and then we'll bend through the corner. Excellent. We're going to then transition at E down to a walk. And what we're going to do is you're going to do that same thing. You're going to half halt, sit deep into your saddle, and ask that transition down to a walk. Excellent. That was a great transition. Good. When you get to C, I'm going to have you go ahead and halt. So we make sure that we have control of our horse. And we're going to sit back, half halt, and ask for that halt. Good. Perfect. And I like how you release your reins at the end there. I'm just going to check your girth here before we go into the cantering. Okay. Everything is good. Your girth is nice and tight for safety. Whenever we transition to more movement, we want to make sure that our tack is staying secure for safety. So we're going to go ahead and ask Rain to walk again using those leg aids. There you go. When you get to M, go ahead and pick up the posting trot. Perfect. That was a great transition. I like the way that you use your legs. You're looking up and forward. When we get into K, we're going to ask her for the canter. So you're going to really push her with your outside leg back, contact with your inside rein, and really push her forward here into the canter. Excellent job. Yep. Let's get her moving a little bit more. Leg on her to keep her going through that corner. That looks fantastic. Go ahead and transition down into the posting trot. Sitting back, heels down, shoulders up. Excellent. We're then going to work on our serpentine. So at E, you're going to bend to the left, and then you're going to bend to the right all the way across to B here. So inside leg, again, you're going to change your diagonal. So sit, and then bend as we change directions. That looks amazing. At H, in the next corner, we're going to ask for the canter again. So go ahead and use that outside leg. Really kind of squeeze with your outside leg to get her to come into the canter. Good. That looks excellent. Try to get your shoulders back, nice and tall. And at A, ask for that transition down into a trot, sitting back, half halt. And then at B, go ahead and transition down into the walk. Again, you're going to sit back, half halt, down into that transition. Good job. All right, so we're going to let her walk for a moment. When you get to H, I'm going to have you cross the diagonal again to F, and at F we'll stop, and I'll ask for a halt. We're now going to be transitioning into our, there you go, so ask her for that half halt. We want to make sure we're walking. Good. We're going to start our pattern portion of today's lesson. You're doing really great with your transitions. I really like how safe that you're being and the control that you have of your horse. So once you get to F, go ahead and ask her to halt. Again, sitting back. Little half halt. Great. I'm going to check your girth one more time. That's okay. forward. Do that transition. There you go. Good. You're on the correct diagonal. Very nice. You're coming up with her shoulder is coming forward. Very good. When you get to end, we're going to go across your diagonal. So really go deep into your corner. Act with that inside range a little bit, and then shift as you come forward. At X, you're going to change your diagonal. Sit, sit. There you go. Excellent. And then deep into that corner, thinking about using your inside leg, outside range. Very nice. Now transition into the sitting trot. So sitting back. There you go. At F, you're going to come across the diagonal again to H. There you go. That's a perfect sitting trot. A little bit more with your leg aids to kind of get her to come forward just a little bit so she doesn't walk. You're sitting up nice and tall. That was a great straight line. Now we're going to transition into the canter. So at F, we're going to use that egg, our leg egg, to bring our horse to bend around that corner and into the canter. Very nice. Nice and straight. At F, we're going to go ahead and have you transition down into the posting trot. So half halt. Very nice transition. And push forward. There you go. At E, we're going to do our serpentine again. So really focusing on bending. You're going to use that inside leg, outside rein. We're going to again change your diagonal. So sit, sit, and then think inside leg, outside rein as we bend across this corner. We're going to pick up your canter again at H. So we're going to use your outside leg, really push her around, do that corner to pick up that lead. Excellent job. Sitting up nice and tall, heels down. That looks beautiful. Keep pushing her through the corner. And now let's transition downward for a sitting trot. We're going to do a nice big circle. There you go. Nice. Excellent job using your legs. Nice round circle at this end of the arena. There you go. Try to sit nice and deep. Really pulling your heels down, your body up. There you go. Sitting trot. Excellent job. Good. And now at F, we're going to ask her to transition down to the walk. So little half halt, sitting deep. Good. And then asking her to come forward as we walk through. Good. We're going to keep walking her down and around this corner until we get to C. You're okay. Good. So little half halt to walk. Excellent. Good. So we want to make sure, try using a little bit more of your inside range, bend her around this corner. Good. And then when we get to C, I'm going to have you come to center line and then face this garage door here. Good. So still working at the walk. We're going to be working on this bend, a little bit of that inside rein, outside leg as we push her straight forward. Good. And then we're going to ask for that halt. Perfect. Yep. And I like the way that you released your reins at the end there to give her her head. Very nice. We're going to end with working on backing her up. So we're going to ask her to back up 3 to 4 steps. And we're going to do that by squeezing with both of our legs and our reins at the same time. So that way we're not just pulling on our reins when we're asking with our hands, so that she listens to us. So we're going to ask for those couple steps back. Good. And then ask her to come forward. So you always want to end on a forward movement. Couple steps. And then whoa, sitting deep down, that half halt, asking her to stop. Excellent job. Okay, so now we're going to dismount. And how we're going to dismount is I'm going to have you hold both of your reins in one hand. One hand can be on your pommel, your right hand. We're going to drop both stirrups. And I'm just going to be here in front for safety. And then you're going to gently swing your leg over and then softly down off your horse. Excellent job. And then go ahead and bring your reins over your horse's head. Very nice. So I thought you did really great. I think that you really were able to get her a little bit more impulsion during her transitions. And I really like the way that you were sitting up nice and tall throughout the lesson.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.